Happy December from snowy Cincinnati.
Welcome to Baking with Frank. Frank Rush was a baker at the turn of the 20th century at the Uffelman Baking Company in Cincinnati, and then at his own bakery in Newport, Kentucky. Frank was also my great-grandfather. Through his handwritten batch-sized recipe book, I'm breaking down his recipes and getting to know him better. I'm Tom Mattingly, and this is Baking with Frank.
Welcome back to Baking with Frank. So we are creeping up on the holidays. We're officially in the holiday season. Here in Cincinnati, Ohio, we've had 5 inches of snow this week, and we are expecting another ½ inch, which is unusual for us this time of year, but there you are. Today, after you click the like button and then subscribe, we are going to make one of Frank's recipes that is simply known as Crumb Cookies. Now, this one's unusual in that it is one of the few where he mentions spices. And by mention spices, I mean he has a line in the recipe that just says spices. We'll get to that. All right, so for the crumbs today, we're using some shortbread cookies that I mushed up. Specifically, they were ones that we got from Marks & Spencer on a trip to London recently. So they're going to be quite delicious, I'm sure. And once mixed in with all the other bits, it's going to be a good thing. Wait, can I say that? It's going to be something. We'll just move on. All right, so I have taken the liberty of creaming together 1/8 of a pound of sugar with 1/4 pound, recipe says lard. I'm using Crisco. So already got that done. To that, we are going to add in a few of the wet ingredients. So we've got 1/4 of a quart, which comes out to 1/2 cup or 4 ounces of water. And we have 1/4 of a quart, so 4 ounces, 1 cup of molasses. So why so much molasses? So I've been looking at that. And molasses was a commonly available sweetener after World War I that continued in after World War II because it was naturally grown here in the contiguous United States. So maple, molasses, those types of things, honey in some cases that were easier to get became more popular because sugar was rationed. So we're going to give this a stir. I'm going to try not to splash. I don't expect it to go too far because that whole oil and water thing, but here we are. Now, we have right here, I'm going to move some things around. There we go. So we have here 7/8 of a pound, so 14 ounces of all-purpose flour, and 1/2 pound of crumbs. Freshly made by myself, courtesy of our friends at Marks & Spencer, and 1/2 ounce of soda. That's a lot of baking soda. But we're going to give it a run. These are going to be really puffy cookies, I have a feeling. Just going to mix that in a little bit. Break up some of the lumps in the flour. I saw this on TV. And then, just to be a little extra fancy, I'm going to add the crumbs to it so that all that dry stuff's going in at the same time. That out of the way, then we'll do the same thing. Let's see if we can get that at least a little bit mixed up. I know I'm always a little bit mixed up. Then, I'm going to start this little feller back up. Scooch that around again. Mega Mom spoon. Oop! I'm going to throw it all over the place, and then we're going to start mixing it in. You get the idea. I'll keep doing this. You do what you're doing. All right. So Poopy time. So the dough came out heavy. Whoa, stay with me here. Okay, let's adjust your settings. There we go, that's better. How's that? Good. All right, so the dough came out heavy and a little wet, which tells me that they're probably going to be pretty big cookies. Or at least they're going to spread quite a bit. So I'm only going to do a few per pan. I have the oven going at 350. You know what? I'm going to try a little innovation here. I really should just get a different size scoop, but for right now, this is what we have. I'm going to do a double scoop. Smush it down a bit. Smush is a technical term. And see where that gets us. All right, so I'm going in the oven at 350 for 10 to 12 minutes, which seems to be just my standard for cookies because so far it served me well. And we'll see what happens. All right, there they are. Crumb cookies. Let's have a taste. So they're not as good as a gingerbread cookie, but also don't have the texture. I think Frank might have had a fail on this one.